Hi there, I'm the book lady, and I brought a friend. This is Della, and she's mine. She has a brother too. They're identical twins, except he's a boy and Della's a little girl. And I'm going to tell you why I brought little Della today. She was in trouble. Yeah, you were in trouble. I brought 2 books that I want to read, and guess what? My dogs ate the books. Della, hold still, kiddo. And so that means I got them from the library, and I had to buy them. Because if you get a book at the library and you damage it, that means you kind of ruin it. You know, you can't color in it and stuff like that. Then, you know what, I might let Della, she wants to get down and hear me read the book. There you go, Della. So, we have a special book, and this is for Della. And here's the reason I liked this book. Usually you open a book like that, right? You open it this way. And it's called Simon and the Better Bone. I even brought a bone. Now this is not a new bone. This is a bone that's been chewed. Oh yes, they've had fun with this bone. But since I'm reading my dog book, I brought dog supplies. This is Della's leash. That's what you put on her to take her for a walk. But I also brought this scarf because it has dogs. Look at all those dogs on there. All different kinds of dogs. Now they did not have a dog that looked like Della, but I'll wear it anyway. Maybe the dog you have is on here. Who knows? Oh, that's right. I got to remember how to open this book. Simon and the Better Bone. Plus the pictures, the illustrations are so cute. Simon was out playing by the pond when he found a bone. If there was a better bone in all the world, Simon hadn't seen it. Ooh, he found a good one. But then he spotted something in the pond. What is that? It was another bone, a better bone. There was a dog holding the bone, but it was a scrawny little dog, certainly no match for Simon. But Simon was a good boy.
Hello?
He said to the other dog.
Would you like to trade bones?
The other dog did not reply. That means he didn't answer. How rude. Clearly, this was one of those bad dogs you hear about. Ooh.
I challenge you to a staring contest, said Simon. Winner gets the better bone.
Have you ever done a staring contest? It means you can't blink. Simon wiggled his nose. He opened his eyes really big, and he crossed them. But the other dog did the same tricks. Simon tried his other tricks. He chased his tail. He played dead. He recited his favorite poem. He chased his tail while playing dead, while reciting his favorite poem. But the other dog knew all these tricks too. Whoa. Simon issued a polite warning. Grrr. Yeah, just letting that other dog know who's boss. Then he pounced. The better bone will be mine, thought Simon. Plop. His bone fell in the water there. And look at this. He went in the water to get the bone. It's so odd turning the pages this way.
I see that you've lost your bone too,
said Simon. Simon thought about saying sorry, but then he spotted something over in the dirt. It was a bone. A better bone. Well, there was only one thing to do.
Here, this is for you.
Wasn't that nice? He threw the better bone in to the other dog. The other dog wagged his tail and disappeared with the bone. Oh, listen to Della talking to me. Simon smiled. He'd lost a bone, but he'd found a friend.
Oh, I hope I see him again soon,
thought Simon. Now, the reason this story's cute, Simon doesn't understand that in the pond, he sees his reflection. It's him. And I think on this last page, it's cute because where is he walking? He's about to walk by two mirrors. You know, when you look in a mirror, you can see yourself. Well, if you look into very still water, you can see yourself. And that's what he was seeing. But he thought, oh, that dog has a better bone than mine. And you know, sometimes we all tend to be a little bit like that. We think the other people have it better than we do. And it's just not true. So I had to bring my chewed up book because now I own it and I wanted to share it with you, and I brought Della. So I hope you enjoyed this. Della, do you want to come back up here and sit with Mommy? Do you? Well, here you go. There, see? There's Della. And she thinks everybody has it better than she does. And I even brought a brush so we can brush her ears, because you know what? She loves to be brushed. Do you brush your dogs? Yeah. Oh, let's get your beautiful ears. Yeah, Della's very small, and she's not even 1 year old. She's still considered a puppy. But I think this is as big as she's going to get. Her brother is bigger. Yes. Oh, sorry. Did I scare you? Yes. Do you want to see the next book? I think you do. You know, I like to read my books at home. I practice. Let's see if Della wants the bone. You want a bone? Oh, one more thing. This is her little, I guess you call it a collar. And they wear it around their neck. And it has important things on it, see? This is a little tag that tells her name and my phone number and her address. That's where you live. So that if she ran off and someone found her, they would know, oh, this little dog's name is Della. Yeah, see? So, and the other one says that she got her shots. And so she's not going to be sick. And I remember when she got her shots, she made a little beep. That was it. All right, now this is an oldie but goodie. Boy, I read this. to all my children when they were growing up. I know you've probably read this book, but we all love it. Where the Wild Things Are. And the man who wrote this book, Maurice Sendak, also drew the pictures. So he not only tells a great story, I'd say he's a great artist. Bye, Della. All right, Where the Wild Things Are. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief. Do you know what mischief is? It means trouble. Oh, of one kind and another. And Max was not being a good guy. Look at him chasing the dog with a fork. His mother called him Wild Thing. And Max said, I'll eat you up. So he was sent to bed without eating anything. You don't talk to your mother like that. Mm-mm. In our house, we called that having a fresh mouth. No, no, no. And they don't mean fresh like you used mouthwash. You don't talk to grown-ups like that. You don't talk back. So guess what? He had to go to his bedroom, no dinner. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. Whoa, look at that. Trees and whoa. And grew. Wow, now there are vines and all kinds of things growing. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. It didn't even look like his bedroom anymore. Wow. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and day. How would you like to have your own boat with your name on it? And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to, where'd he go? Where the wild things are. Boy, and they're wild. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. I mean, look at these guys. But Max doesn't seem like he's afraid at all. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. He just stared into their eyes. And they made him king of all the wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. What's a rumpus? It's kind of a wild party. Well, look at them. I guess you could say they're rumpusing. Huh? I just love that picture. There are no words there, but boy, we know what's going on. And the moon is full, I see. Yeah. Oh, here's some more rumpusing. How about that? I love these wild things. They're having a blast. Another page. We have no writing. But boy, you know what's going on, don't you? You know exactly what's going on. And look at Max. Yeah, I'd say he's the king of all the wild things. He has a crown and a scepter. Now stop, Max said. And he sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. I think someone else is lonely and wants to be where people really love him. Oh, Della, Della, Della. Then, all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So, he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go! We'll eat you up, we love you so." And Max said, "Nope." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth. Can you show us your teeth? And rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. I love this last page. And it was still hot. And there's no picture, that's what it says. And it was still hot. I think when his mother said, "You get to your room and you're not having dinner," he probably put his head down on his pillow and I think he may have fallen asleep. Just like my little Della is doing. And while he was asleep, he had this marvelous dream about going to where the wild things are. And if you think about it, at the very beginning of this story, he was acting like a wild thing. I mean, he's just doing things that aren't good. Mischief. They're not horrible, but they're not good. There he is. Look at that. This picture. Look at that little dog. That dog's kind of scared. Probably more than scared. He's annoyed. Oh, Max. And he's put on a costume and he's acting like a wild thing. Well, his mom stops that right now. Go to your room. No dinner for you. Get in your room. And that's when he dozes off and falls asleep and he has this dream. And I love the way the dream starts with a forest starting to grow in his room. Yeah. Ooh, this is cool. And then it really is growing. I mean, there are lots of trees and vines falling from the ceiling. So he's in a good place. He's really having a great dream. So then, and he's still in his costume. Remember? His mother called him a wild thing. So what what can he dream up next? Oh, his own boat. Oh, yeah. And it has a name. Max. Be like if I had a boat, and named it The Book Lady. Or maybe I could be the boat lady. No, anyway. Well, then the wild things start popping up. See, one jumps right out of the ocean. Oh, and they're all over the place. And look at them when they greet him on his boat. Look at those claws and those yellow eyes, and they're kind of scary looking. But they're also kind of funny looking, I think. And he says, "Be still." And he stares at them with his eyes right into their yellow eyes. Della likes this story. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, wow, 5, 6 pages with no words. But we know what's going on. There's a rumpus. It's kind of a wild party where they're singing and dancing and making noise and he's king of the wild things. He's loving this. But then he's discovering he's a little lonely. He'd rather be with, I don't know, people who really love him, who really care about him. And that's when he decides to get in his boat and sail home. Yeah. How many of us have wanted to go on an adventure? Actually, if you want to know the truth, my little Della is on an adventure today. Yes. And look where she ended up wanting to be, right here in my lap, because she knows I love her. I'm going to take care of her. She was a little bit scared. She was shaking. She's not shaking anymore. She's just fine. She's happy. She doesn't even want the bone. So this other book was fun. But both my books were eaten by my puppies. I'll have to put that back on Della. Let's get her brush. Simon and the Better Bone. And half the fun of this book is, look how you open it. You open it this way. See? And don't think you're eating it anymore. And here are the pictures. It's just different. But what we discover is that Simon was looking at himself in the reflection of the pond. And he just immediately thought, that dog has a better bone. And the dog didn't have a better bone. It was him. It was his bone. You know, we can look at people and say, oh, I like their sneakers better than my sneakers. I wish I had those sneakers. Or, oh, look at her hairband. It's fancier than mine. But the best thing to do is just be really happy with what you have. And some of us are a little kooky. Like, I wore my kooky necklace and my fun glasses. These are the glasses I wear that make me happy. Because to me, these are happy glasses, right? And I know they're a little crazy, and there are a lot of people who wouldn't wear them, and they might see me and I'm going to go, look at her glasses. I don't care, because they make me happy. They feel good, and they help me see. That's the most important thing. Yeah. If I take my glasses off, I can't read the book. That's a problem. I hope you enjoyed my books, and I hope you enjoyed meeting little Della. I may bring her brother someday, but she's smaller, and she's so sweet, And I just thought she probably would be the best one. She look at, I love the way her ears are a different color inside. See? Isn't that fun? She doesn't know that. But yeah, oh, I know I love you. I can't take Della to the library. So I will take her home and she can tell her brother all about being on the Book Lady. Oh, he'll want to hear all about it. And then I can go to the library by myself with my crazy glasses. So let's see, I'm going to go to my happy place in my happy glasses. What more do you want? Do you have a happy place? You know, your happy place might be where you read a good book. Oh, don't eat that. She's funny. I'm going to get some books. I will sit down and read them. And you know who I read them to first before I read them to you? I read them to my puppies, just so I can practice. And they're my audience. And if I like the book, I say, I think the Book Lady should bring that book and share it with her friends. And I also got to share little Della with you. Della, did you have fun with us on the Book Lady? Huh? Yes. Oh, I love ya. I hope that I will run into you at the library. Oh, this has been so much fun, and I'm glad you stopped in. We're kind of a mess here with my dog in my lap and all my stuff, and my books were eaten up, but I think you liked them. And until the next time, I'm the Book Lady. Bye-bye.